Hello friends and neighbors, it's me, Painted Raina, the friendly neighborhood witch of what the and I am here today to show you this really cool Dutch pour with a gold leaf embellishment. It was pretty fun to make and I loved it, so I'm showing you. We will start with the pouring medium, everybody's favorite household chemical, Floetrol. This is the American version, and this is 75% mixed with 25% golden regular gloss gel. This is Erica Hughes' recipe, so thanks, Erica. It works like a champ. So yes, these two. And then once you mix them together, for this piece in particular, I added a hefty amount of Arteza in Bordeaux red. This is like the old style now. They come in tubes that look, you know, more like this. But so if it doesn't look like this, that's why this is just older. But this color is bonkers beautiful. I covered my canvas, which in this video is a 16 by 20, blew it out with a hairdryer, which is a pretty efficient way to spread the paint. And then I started adding my colors. All the colors are mixed with the same pouring medium, but because of the viscosity of each individual paint, they all act just a little bit different. The first color you see is white. It is Artist Loft Metallic White. I like this. It's got a little bit of mica in it, which makes it heavier, which helps it react a little bit different to the other paints and the TLP pigments. The next color I'm using, the very, very deep red, or the oxblood red, is actually this same red again, but to it I have added several drops of Liquitex acrylic ink in carbon black, and this also helps to thin this out a little bit. And again, different viscosities or different, thicknesses will create more fun effects in your Dutch pours. The next color I'm using is this little pigment in Athena. This is a very lovely rose gold that dries more of a rose gold color. Duh. Okay, rose gold, amazing. Anyway, so I mixed this with the same pouring medium. However, I dispersed it first with some Joe Sonia to disperse the color in. Boy, I'm like super ineloquent tonight. Yes. Wow. Much wow. Okay. So you take this, you take a little bit and you disperse it in Joe Sonia gloss varnish. Once it's nice and mixed up and liquidy and you don't see any clumps or bumps or nasty in the road, then you can start adding the pouring medium. Though this tends to do a little bit better with some extra gloss gel. You don't have to add that, just do a test to get the correct consistency that you are looking for. Following the Athena, I am using Deco Art 24 karat gold. This stuff is bonkers amazing. It makes its own cells and is pretty much the most useful thing that you can have, so don't, frown upon the cheap paints. It actually works really well. So, yeah. Extreme Sheen. 24 karat gold. It is just one of those nights. Oops, and I dropped it. After that, we have got a very bright red. This is Artist Loft Metallic Red, so this is the same thing, different shades. Again, this has mica in it, so it is heavier and will create different effects in the overall piece. Last but not least, I am adding a little bit of an unconventional element here. I am adding the same kind of paint mixture that you would use in a cloud pour. And that is Deco Art Satin Enamels in white mixed with, did I grab it? Yeah. Titanium white paint, about 50-50 with the pouring medium. And this stuff just reacts differently in paint. If you've seen any cloud pours or galaxy pours by Sarah Mac, or are you gonna mute that? If you've seen any cloud pours or galaxy pours by Sarah Mac or Erica Hughes, you will know that this makes some pretty cool and different effects. So I wanted to incorporate it, again, 50-50, and then mix with your pouring medium. I never know when to stop, so I added many layers of all of the paint colors that I've just mentioned. Most people add a lot less than I do. Yeah. And they probably have a lot less mistakes to fix than I do too, but that is just how I do things, Which of what the she just never stops. And now it's time for the blow dryer. Blow dryer. Dryer. That is definitely what I meant to say in the beginning. Blow dryer. Haha. This is just a standard hair dryer. I bought it on Amazon. This one's like an Xtava brand. I don't think it matters. It just wasn't expensive and it had decent reviews. And the most important thing was it came with this. I have no idea what this handy dandy thing is called, but I like it. You look at me, you can see that I don't know a dang thing about doing my own hair. I can barely operate this. I can barely operate a hairbrush, a hair comb. I don't even know which one to use on which particular occasion. Like hair is just like, to me, it just always looks like this. Sad seaweed, you know, like whatever. I have a lot of talents. Hair is not one. That being said, this thing, this is very important. It might be called a concentrator. That's starting to ring a bell. So maybe a concentrator. Just find the flat thing. I don't know. Anyway, dryer. Flat thing. Jam it in. Give it hell. Make sure it is really on there, because if it's not really on there and you turn this on, flat thing is going to end up right in your painting, and you can tell by that. It has happened. It will happen to you if you don't. Give it hell. You will see as I am going in for the first blow that I've got my hand kind of in front of the flat thing, and I move it right when I'm ready to go. And the reason for that is because if you go in with a little bit too much force, or like you're going in on high power but you should have been low power, you're probably going to end up with paint on your closet 10 feet away, which I have absolutely definitely done. This thing's falling in my paintings. I have made so many ridiculous mistakes while learning to paint with a hairdryer, because like I said, can't even use it on my own head correctly, so what made me think I could paint with one? But hey, here we are. You know, the world is an interesting place and there's room for all sorts of whack jobs in it. Sometimes I get a little bit too intense with the blowing and blow too much of the paint off. In those instances, like the one you are seeing here, I just add some more paint and then blow it out again, hopefully with a little bit more elegance and finesse this time, and not just me going balls to the wall like I normally do with everything. It may be a little bit difficult to see from this vantage point, especially because there's a light glaring right in the painting. Sorry about that, can't really do anything about it. But the petals, if you will, are a little bit uneven. I'm not really liking them. So I am one of those people that is just going to go ahead and fix things until I like them. In this case, I am using a palette knife. Palette knives can be your best friend for many, many reasons. You can be an incredible palette knife artist like Jessica Winterstrom, or you can just use it to scrape crap off that you don't like me. Thankfully, I had a lot of my red base paint left, so I could fill in where I scraped out some of the petals. Do you call them petals? I don't know. I mean, that seems logical. They kind of look like petals, so why not? I stepped away for a minute to get a palette knife to show you, just in case you've never heard of a palette knife before, because that's very possible. I don't know you. You don't know me. I'm so weird sometimes. It's also like late at night. It's 11:04. I've noticed I have a tendency of filming these pretty late at night when I'm a little delirious because it's been a long day, and then also there's always like the ubiquitous glass of white wine, Pinot Grigio, because filming always takes me somehow 4 times longer than I think it's going to. But yeah, so 11:04 p.m. and a glass of Pinot, first glass actually, seriously, and I'm like, ooh. That's what happens when you get older, I guess. Anyway. Palette knife. I don't think this is necessarily the one I was using in this video, but this is a pretty good one right here to just show you. Like, this is number 28. Yes, can't read backwards in the camera. 28 from Fluid Art Co. And it's like a kind of nice oval egg shape. not exactly pointed, but pointy enough to like get under your crappy paint and splat it someplace else. So this is a good one. Like you can get this at Fluid Art Co., same place that you can get TLP at. So yeah, that's a pretty useful tool. And I wanted to show you another extremely useful tool, the world's smallest blower. This thing's like so ridiculous, but actually pretty awesome. And it's USB powered, and you just press the little button and it acts legit like a little leaf blower. So if you just want to make like little tendrils or leaves or petals or whatever the hell you want to call them, elephant ears, you can do little detail blowouts with this thing. You know, obviously much smaller tip, much less area than a big blow dryer with the flat thing connected to it. I've got these things linked below, by the way, if you want to get any of them. All the paint, everything is like down below in the description. So if I talk too fast or you are scratching your head wondering what the hell you are watching, it's all down below for you. My other favorite tool is old straws. No, I'm sorry, old pens. Old pens. When the ink has gone bad or they just break or whatever, I just take all of the innards out. I don't think you can see through, but you know, it's totally hollow. It's just an old pen and I use it as a straw. Can you hear that? Yeah, that's just me being obnoxious. Old pens, don't throw them out. Recycle them. If you are new to my channel, welcome back, and thank you. If you are brand new, hi, I'm Raina. I'm mildly insane, but I like making art, so here I am. Since you're here, I would love it if you would give me a like and a subscribe and hit that bell and check out my social media links below, and we can all be friends and stuff. If you have any comments or questions or anything, drop them in the box below. I answer every single comment, unless it's spam. Everyone, though sometimes it does take me a while because my life's a little bonkers. But if you have anything to say, please say it. I will respond. Promise. I also have a brand new group on Facebook that's only been out for like 2 or 3 weeks now, called Artists Unleashed. And it is for people who are like me, possibly like you if you're watching this, experimenters. People who don't want to stick to just like one thing, one medium, one style. I am all over the place. If you've seen my channel before, you know, some of my last videos have been resin. And I think the last couple ones have been resin painting. And I haven't even done a Dutch pour in like 2 years on my channel. So I can't sit still, and I don't want to sit still because there's like this incredible world to explore. So if you're an artist like that, and oh yeah, like I'm a musician and a poet and a songwriter and all of these things on top of that. So like if you are just a multifaceted creative person and you want to come hang out in a group where everybody else is kind of the same mindset and isn't going to judge you, please come join us at Artists Unleashed. The link is down below, and it's just a fun group of people, and we're just getting started, so I'd love to have you. This is the dried painting. It is taped, as you can see, and I'm going to be adding some gold leaf in a rectangle that kind of goes in front of and behind just to make this painting pop, because I don't think it does enough. I'm going to start off with Speedball metal leaf adhesive, and I'm just going to paint it on. You won't see much, and then I will apply the gold leaf. I skipped showing you the taping process because I didn't want you to die of boredom. But you can infer from what it looks like. Just gonna smooth it down one more time. Ensure a good seal. For this part, use a paintbrush. Doesn't really matter what kind of paintbrush, just not one that you want to use for like oil paints or something that is going to suffer if you don't completely wash out your adhesive. So yes, this one. Should use it for a little bit of powder and powder my nose, right? I'll get a little shiny. I eyeballed where I applied the, we'll say that again. I eyeballed where I eyeballed where I applied the tape. tape. I measured it with a ruler and then took those measurements all the way around to make sure that my rectangle was actually square rectangle. You know what I'm trying to say. Straight lines, 90-degree angles, nice and crisp, all that sort of thing. It's pretty important to also have a ruler in your studio next to your hairdryer and all of your other weapons of mass destruction. There has to be some order, some end to the chaos, even if it's only a straight edge. You have to have something. You know, it's like mitigating the evil somehow, right? You know, we can't all be completely chaos, completely evil. We have to have a good side. We have to have that side of us that owns and uses a straight edge.
All right, we are back. It's been 25 minutes and I am going to open a fresh pack of gold foil. This is the Craft Smart Premium Gold Leaf. In America, you can buy this at Michael's.
Huh?
Still recording?
Yeah, but I'm just doing cheap movie effects at this point. So I'm talking on here and then I'm just badly mimicking it on camera. So let me tell you a few things that I learned about the gold leaf process, because this was actually my first time using gold leaf ever. I was a little bit too aggressive when I tried to take the excess away. I wish I had been a little bit more gentle because it ended up making me do a little bit more repair work, and the overall result wasn't quite as smooth and seamless as I would have liked. You let the adhesive dry for a while, apply the gold leaf, you know, make sure that everything is really good, and then I would have, in the future, I will use an X-Acto knife to cut the excess, not just try to rip it off, because if it didn't completely stick to the adhesive, it causes yourself to have to do more work. So don't do that. Nobody likes that. I wish I had taken a picture of the I wish I would have taken a picture of the painting dry before I added gold leaf, but I completely forgot to do that. So you're just gonna have to kind of use your imagination what it looked like. Adding the gold leaf added like an incredible amount of depth and interest to a painting that was pretty, in my opinion, substandard. So if you have some things that are like, you know, there's some good stuff about it, but you're not like crazy about it, maybe try adding something like a gold geometric shape, be it a rectangle or a circle or a triangle or a quadrilateral cosine tangent thing, mathematical equation. I don't really care. You can go like Willy Wonka elevators that go sideways, upways, downways, you know, all that good shit. Maybe see if you can add something that brings it to life in a little bit.
Well, it looks like I've got a little bit of repair work to do where the leaf didn't take. So I will do that, and then I will peel the tape off, and you get to see the final result.
See, the cool thing, and I feel like people get so trapped in this thought process. With fluid art, it is your own. It is art. You don't have to just stop at whatever the fluid art part is. You can always add, you can paint on top of it. So don't ever feel that fluid art has to be only fluid art and that you can't add your own stuff to it. I mean, that is what creates like whole new styles and art forms. Don't feel boxed into the box that is fluid art, because fluid art can be a base for so many other things, be it a realistic painting or just adding something like this that's really relatively simple but ended up being so incredibly striking. There are so many things that you can do to make your art like really pop if you're not entirely crazy about the way it is. Hell, you could like glue a bunch of rhinestones on there or some random bones that you found in the forest. I'm not going to do that. Or maybe I might, I don't know. Anyway, the point of all of this is to have fun and to experiment and to express yourself. So what I'm trying to say is, don't box yourself in. Just because you haven't seen somebody else do it doesn't mean that you can't do it, because you can definitely be the first to do it. I'm not the first person I've seen add gold leaf geometric shapes. No, I'm not. I think I saw it on Instagram and I wish I remembered who it was so I could give them credit, but it was probably me scrolling at 3 a.m. with insomnia. I don't remember who it was. I'm really sorry, but I thought it was a really cool idea, so I tried it myself, you know? So these things are viral in a way, you know? You come up with your own style and then a bunch of other people are doing it and you're like, ha, that was me. Cool. Maybe it wasn't you, but you can think it was you if you never saw anybody else do it first. Oh man, peeling is so satisfying. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a little bit of something. I hope that you, go down to the craft store and get some gold leaf or some sort like aluminum or any of the other colors and some adhesive, and that you try this out on a piece that maybe you're just like not totally in love with and see what happens. If you do, on Instagram, please tag me at Painted Raina so I can see it. I would love that. That would be so rad. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching the video. I will see you soon. And until then, cheers, my strange friends. You're the best. Bye now.